All
right.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to Stasis Pod, the Bots Master podcast. I'm Rob, and I am because I think, and I watched this show, and it stinks.
Oh, I don't have a rap set up. I'm just Ninjzz.
I am here under duress. I'm David.
Do you have random double Z's?
You can't see because it's a podcast, but he's actually blinking SOS.
No, I'm sorry, David. We must surgically attach double Z's to the end of your name now. I hope
also, we're going to have to attach these electrodes to your testicles, which I believe is a less painful process than watching an episode of Bots Master.
I mean, it's more physical contact, but it's less invasive mentally.
So, did either of you watch this when it was on?
I don't think this ever aired in Canada. I had never heard of this until the internet.
No, it definitely was on YTV.
Okay, because I definitely did not watch this.
Which I primarily say because it's listed on the Wikipedia page.
Oh yeah, so it is. Huh. No, did not watch this. Never saw the toys.
I never saw the toys at all. It must have been on after something I watched because the theme song was stuck in my head. And it's one of those things that I try to push down and push away. Mm-hmm. But I'm not sure I ever actually watched a full episode.
It's like the other day when one of our friends linked the intro to Street Frogs in one of our chats, and it just hit me as something that I had seen many, many times, but not for decades. Like, I had completely forgotten about it, but at the same time, it was extremely familiar.
Yeah, that was probably one of those, there's nothing on between the two shows I really want to watch. Fine, I'll leave the frogs on.
So it was on syndicated in the afternoons after school. During the same time as the second season of Exo Squad, which was because the first season of Exo Squad was 13 episodes, so it was weekly. And then season 2 had the full, I guess, 50 some episode, allotment, so it was on daily. So I think it was on, after those. I think it was on after Exo Squad. So I would occasionally see it, but even at the time I knew it was, I didn't take it as seriously as I took Exo Squad, which I took deadly seriously. Because Exo Squad is an extremely serious show.
With bright neon X-Men animated colors.
Yeah, so this was when I was in high school, so I was a very cool teenager. I thought I was very cool. I thought I was definitely too cool to watch Power Rangers except for the last 10 minutes when the giant robots showed up.
Yes.
So yeah, it was on syndication around that time, according to Wikipedia, between September 1993 and May 1994. So that, I would have been 15. I definitely remember seeing the toys at KB a lot. Mm.
That seems to have been where a bunch of toy lines went to die.
And that may just be that I was actually actively collecting or at least accumulating toys when I was that age. So I probably just noticed them because I was going into KB looking for G2 or looking for Exo Squad, looking for whatever I was actually interested in, and this was also on the shelves. So yeah, I remember seeing them. You can go to eBay. I pulled it up on eBay, and they aren't worth piles of money or anything.
No. Probably
because I don't feel like they were really rare or anything, because I definitely they were all over KB.
And also, I don't know that anybody I don't know. There's a lot of nostalgia for this show.
I don't think so. Well, the thing is, my friend Cece, Windchaser from Transformers fandom, she caught us talking about doing it, and she said she was actually super excited because she used to watch it religiously.
Oh.
Oh.
Maybe there just weren't a lot of other shows on in Sweden.
she's like a few years younger, so she would have probably been like 10, 11, 12 at the time. And I did ask her though, because the thing is, this is a French production.
Oh yeah! Wow, it's French. Who could have told?
According to Wikipedia, it is a French/American/Canadian production. And I asked her, and apparently they got it in English in Sweden. They did not get it in French. Because I was actually kind of curious. But yes, in France, where the show is known as Le Maître des Bottes.
And this is from producer Jean Chalopin, who is like he's like the Roger Corman of bad 90s French cartoons.
Oh.
I mean, looking at this resume, you got Ulysses 31. I actually don't know that one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a co-production with Japan. That one's weird but interesting.
You got Pole Position, which I only know because it has a rockin' theme song.
Oh yes,
yeah. That's like only a 13 episodes. It was above the idea of just like it's a tie-in to a video game.
And speaking of rockin' theme songs, Jason the Wheeled Warriors.
Oh my god!
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah, that's dumb but a winner.
One of my childhood favorites, Inspector Gadget.
Yes.
Which I heard a thing recently where that might have accidentally started out because there was going to be a Lupin the Third sequel series that was like Lupin the Eighth or something set in the future, but there was licensing rights because the owner of Arsène Lupin, the original writer, something about that. They didn't want to do shit. And yet he also had the very first Sherlock Holmes ripoff story that he ended up changing the name to Herlock Sholmes. So he's not one to his family's not one to badmouth Lupin the Third. But anyway, there's going to be future Lupin, but that fell through, and somehow that might have ended up becoming Inspector Gadget. Through weirdness.
I'm
not entirely sure how true that story is, but it's something I saw recently.
I liked Inspector Gadget a lot as a kid. Like, I had an Inspector Gadget lunchbox.
I think it's a pretty funny show.
So I think part of that
80s.
was also that my dad liked it, because my dad's actually a big Don Adams fan. From Get Smart.
Get Smart. I'm always on duty.
So he was... he liked Inspector Gadget because it was Don Adams. So he was probably all on board with, what your parents like, if there's something you want and it's something they also like, they're a lot more likely to buy it for you. At least mine were. So. Okay,
we've also got The Mysterious Cities of Gold.
Yeah, that's another Japanese one, isn't it?
That one's great, yeah. And I think there was recently a sequel series?
He was also involved with that.
Okay.
2012 to 2013.
Yeah.
I
haven't heard as good things about that as the original series, but I heard it was like, it was okay.
What else we got here? The New Adventures of He-Man.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, also an extremely rockin' theme song.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I remember that being on.
Again, that Conan the Barbarian cartoon.
That was also on in the afternoons after school, and that's
I feel this guy had
block.
he had a block to himself or something, like his production company.
Maybe.
I mean, he's also involved with a lot of other stuff, just as a writer, not necessarily as a producer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so a fairly wide resume here. So this is thematically connected to our Johnny Mnemonic episode, because this is also a cyberpunk dystopia, except it's a much dumber one.
Also, I want to point out before we move on from the credits, I did notice one of the executive producers and directors is someone who is obviously just Patrick Stewart in a hat and trench coat, because his name is Xavier Picard.
They really should have hired that guy's rival, Gandalf Magneto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we should talk more about this intro, because this intro, so it's 1993. Oh, everything is kind of day glow. The fashions are hilarious.
Yeah.
And white people have discovered rap.
Yeah, there's definitely some very dubious street stuff.
Rap in quotes.
Yeah.
And also, it's one of those shows where they introduce every character, but there's so many ding-dong characters on this show that everybody is just rapping in rapid succession about themselves.
Everybody gets, like, two lines.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like blah da da, and I'm here to say that kind of bad white
shockingly,
rap.
there is nobody in here who says, well, my name is Ninjzz, and I'm here to say...
Well, that's... Like the first two, they almost do that.
Yeah, they don't do
like,
and I'm here to say, but it's close.
Yeah.
Street boys, you know the planet is in a jam, a diabolical plan of only one man. Top Paradigm International. Call me a 3 A's or he'd be the jump.
Yeah, invaders, you forgot about the boys and the guy who made us. Ziv Zulander, master of boy spots.
Born to mind the plot. We're sports boys and we like making noise. Intelligent joy.
And I can taste the heat, but don't forget, you're what you eat.
Come here, Watson. Let me swivel and say, I rock to the dock and I save the day.
Daddy's the name and the brain is my game.
Genesis, any trouble I can fix.
My name is Ninjzz, the battle Ninjzz. How I use my sword with Ninjzz.
I'm Ziv Zulander, ZZ for short, you know I fight the corp, I'm the boss master. Listen up, you all, you're the boys brigade. When it's laser time, put on the 3D shade. Laser time, boys! Game over.
Yeah, I have actually linked to it this week on my Twitter at RecordGen. I will definitely be linking it at IaconUG account once this episode is live and posting it. I'm probably going to be intolerable about this opening credit sequence for at least a week or two. It's just so catchy and also ridiculous.
It also has to introduce the show's gimmick, which is that part of the show is in 3D.
Kind of, sort of, but not really.
It's not... Okay, so it's a 3D that you had to have the glasses with the toys.
Mm-hmm.
I think I must have bought, like, the main character or something at some point, because I think I had the glasses. But it's not, like, in a way that's really... that makes it where you can't watch it without the glasses. So it's not like everything's suddenly in blue and red and shifted slightly.
I was going to wait until we got there, but when you're watching the episodes as is now, it's not that. All it's doing is parallax scrolling. The foreground and the background are just moving more.
Yes.
And moving incongruously where it really doesn't make sense that they should both be moving the same direction while the characters in the middle ground are going the other way.
Or the characters in the middle ground are standing still and
the great thing is that during these 3D segments, which are referred to as laser time, and that's laser with a Z.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The characters themselves put on 3D glasses.
Well... The two human characters have helmets that have little visors that come down that are absolutely 3D glasses.
It's laser time, boys!
Which, with these...
I mean, if you're going to integrate a gimmick, you at least want something to signify that the gimmick is going on, so
yes.
I can't fault it there.
So I guess since the intro introduces all these characters, I suppose we can do so now. So we've got our main character... who is a generic white guy, Ziv Zulander, ZZ for short.
Yes.
Wearing a knockoff T-shirt from something that must have happened that never... I don't remember ever seeing this Gundam Double Zeta shirt anywhere in a store.
I assume he inherited from his father, Derek Zulander.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Noted
I never
male
saw
model.
the movie Zoolander, but like that kept running through my head. It's like, oh, there's so many Zoolander jokes I could make if I'd seen that crappy movie.
That movie is funny, and I will stand by it.
I haven't seen it.
Is that the one where Will Ferrell goes, "Is everyone taking crazy pills?"
That's the one, yes.
Okay, that line in itself is great. I don't want to see
I
the rest
invented
of
the
the
piano
movie.
key necktie, Derek.
What?
His claim to fame is he's a fashion designer who his first claim to fame was inventing the piano key necktie.
Okay.
Nice.
It's a funny bit. I don't know.
Oh, I guess the bit about what is that, Hotel for Ants or something?
What is this? A center for ants? Because he's shown like a model. No. This should be at least 3 times bigger. It's a fun. I mean, the beginning of the movie ends with his roommates dying in a gasoline fight.
What? Sure.
They're at like a gas station and they start. They're male models, so they're extremely stupid. So they're having a gasoline fight.
Yeah,
and there's also a segment towards the end with David Duchovny that makes me laugh to this day.
Well, I do like David Duchovny.
It's a very funny, but he's a hand model, and he's like got his hand in like a hermetically sealed jar. Like it's still attached to himself. It's just he just has a jar on the end of his arm.
Yeah, just around his wrist.
Maybe someday in the future, if it's on Netflix, you guys could force me to watch it.
It's like an hour and a half. It's funny. Anyway, so yeah, I think somebody may have watched or may have read a couple issues of Spider-Man 2099 before this.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because he's like the golden boy of the RM Corporation, which stands for Robotic Megafact. This show's
I guess
so
like
stupid.
Factory.
I guess. So he's like their head robot designer, but then he found out that the corporation was evil, so he went rogue.
Yes.
And it's also kind of hilarious because in my hometown, the RM is also the name of a powerful company, except they restore cars.
Yeah, that sounds like they're probably not taking over the world.
We had Nicolas Cage here once.
Ooh.
Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, he's this freedom fighter, and he's got his main ally is his sister, Blitzy Zulander, who is 10 years old. I'm not sure how old Ziv Zulander is supposed to be.
He definitely has that approximately 18-year-old thing going on.
Yes, like he's still a kid, but it's also not that weird that the adult lady villain is definitely hitting on him.
It's kind of weird.
And so his allies are the BOYZZ Brigade. That's BOYZZ, which stands for Brain Operated Young Zygotopic Zoids.
Zygotopic?
It's time for some really stretching acronyms.
Yep, we're just cracking open a cold one with the boys. And then a bunch of these are introduced to us in the intro. We've got the Street Boys, who are like 2 construction-themed guys.
Yes.
I think one of these guys is Blue Mankuma.
One of them, he's listed, the voice is listed as like Kusei Mankuma? So like C-U-S-S-E? So I'm wondering if it is like a relation or if that's like a different name that he also worked under.
Yes.
I don't know. The internet's not telling me. And by the internet, I mean
weirdly
just
enough,
Wikipedia. I'm not trying that hard.
IMDb has a bunch of different credits for him, and also a picture that appears to be a white guy.
What? That can't be right.
I mean, that's what I thought. Maybe he's like an adopted brother or something?
Weird. That's really weird.
Maybe. Anyway, so yeah, they're jammers and tools. Then we've also got the Sports Boys, and they like making noise.
Yes, they are sports themed.
Yes, there is.
They are the most likely to be found on clearance at KB, is what they are.
You've got All Ball, who I assume was named after Coco the Gorilla's kitten.
The internet, it's Blue Mankuma's son.
Oh, okay. Like I said,
okay.
maybe a relation. It is a relation. So there we go.
You've got, he's the volleyball soccer guy. You've got Bats, who's the baseball guy. Bogey, who is the golf guy. And Ace, who is the tennis guy. He's also got a racket for an arm.
Because, that's useful.
You've got these science boys, who are scientists. You got Nerd, who is like a speak and spell guy.
He is.
He's got TV head thing.
Probably the one most involved in this episode, as it will turn out.
And Genesix. I don't know why Nerd doesn't have an X in his name.
They couldn't work one in there.
Nerd.
Or a Z.
It's the best and worst name. It doesn't have a Z in it, but it's dumb.
Oh, it's Watson has a Z in it.
Yeah, Watson, who is the doctor, and he kind of sounds like he's doing like an Alan Alda impression.
He does. He's got a very bad Alan Alda impression thing going on.
This isn't a war, it's a murder. This isn't a war, it's a moida. You've also got Cook, and he can take the heat, because don't forget, you are what you eat.
You are what you eat.
And he's got an Italian accent. Oh, I like it to make the food, because I'm a robot.
Well, Italian accent by the way of French production by Canadian actor, presumably.
And Vancouver, where you don't even find French Canadians.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's also Kitty, who's just like a kid robot.
Yeah, he's weird.
And you've also got Twig, who is like a guy who can turn into a car or something. I don't know why he's named Twig.
Yeah, we don't see a lot of what's going on with him in that episode, or possibly ever, but definitely in that episode.
And in this episode, we also see Freehand, who's just a hand, who's like a drone that's also a hand.
Yes, he's like a little helicopter drone with a little robot hand coming off the bottom.
I did like his name, Freehand.
Yes, he's like Thing.
That's cute.
Yes.
Yes.
And not in this episode, but I have to point this out because this name is hella problematic. Is a 5-vehicle combiner called Jungle Fiver.
I just want to point out that when I was 15 and this was airing, I absolutely never figured, what this was allegedly a play on.
It's a bad name, but it's also kind of a play on Jumbo Machinder as giant plastic robot toys like Mazinger and Jeeg and shit that they were in the 70s or the 80s?
So it's allegedly a play on Jungle Fever, which, as I pointed out when we were discussing this leading up to the episode, is something you only get to say when you are a black person and your friend who is also a black person is dating a white person and you're picking on them. It's the only context in which that's okay.
Or you're talking about the movie.
Yes,
I'm talking about the movie.
I'm going to be generous here and say that maybe they had no idea what they were talking about, but they had seen that Wesley Snipes movie.
I'm gonna say, just with the production pedigree, that's probably entirely the case, is that they did not understand the implications of what that phrase implied about lots of things. But yeah, when it was on, I absolutely did not make that connection because, even at that point, I had just enough. There wasn't a lot of anime making its way over, but calling something like Fiverr had a very, sounded like a super robot thing. So I was like, okay, it's just like a super robot thing, and then it takes place they're in the jungle for some reason.
And of course we have a quintet of non-ambulatory robots, the Talking Heads.
Yes. Also, Jungle Fiver, pretty easy to find on clearance at KB.
Ooh.
But yes, the Talking Heads are weird.
These are some Mystery Science Theater 3000 rejects here.
Yeah, it's one of them's got a Pee Wee Herman voice. Kind of. Okay, there's a problem. I don't know if it was just the fact that we're watching them on YouTube, or the effect they were putting on their voice, or it's just bad. A lot of these robots, especially the 5 heads, just sounded like the same voice actor.
Oh, definitely.
Honestly, they did a lot of processing on these voices. It's just
so much processing that it sounds like there's the villains each have their own voice actor. The two humans have a voice actor, and it sounds like all the robots are just one dude doing horrible accents and stupid Pee Wee Herman voices and shit.
Surprisingly, not as many Beast Wars actors in this as you would think. A bunch of guys from Unicron trilogy shows. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is one notable Beast Wars actor who we're going to get to when we discuss our villains. So we've got Sir Louis Leon Paradim.
And someone I would like to point out who is not usually associated with playing villains. So.
No. This is LLP, who is he's like...
They pretty much it's Paradigm. It's spelled Paradigm, but they call him Paradigm.
Which means that this is one of two bad cartoons of the 90s to have a bad guy named Paradigm.
Yeah.
Because that was also the name of the main bad guy from Street Sharks.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I didn't
There's
watch
probably another
Street
one.
Sharks. So.
Yeah, we just discovered the word paradigm.
Yeah, this introduced me to the word paradigm the way that G1 introduced me to the word oblivion.
Yeah. So this main villain, this limited liability person, looks like a knockoff Lex Luthor.
He's like a beefy Jeff Bezos.
Yes, like if you shot up Jeff Bezos with like HGH.
Yeah, I was definitely... It made me wonder if, like, Jeff Bezos was intentionally trying to seem like a cartoon villain by a cartoon industrialist by shaving his head, because between Lex Luthor and also other cartoon villains such as this, it's just... Yeah. He's a buff Jeff Bezos.
And so his mad scientist is Dr. Hiss, who is voiced by Cheetor himself in James Corlett. And sounds like if there was an episode of Beast Wars where Cheetor had to impersonate Terrorsaur, it would sound like this.
Yeah.
With a lot of hissing and rasp. It's like... My first thing, before we actually see him, he's talking, we pan to him. It's like, this is going to be a snake guy. Oh, his name is Hiss, though. Well, that works.
I mean, yeah, he's got these, like, tubes going into his mouth, so presumably that's why he can't talk. That's why he talks like that, but...
And he's got, like, a hunchback and one robot leg, and his eyes don't match. It's like if Doc Terror and Hacker from Centurions, if they had sex and produced a baby, that would be Dr. Hiss.
Yes.
Oh, that poor little mutant baby.
And then we've also got our sexy lady villain, Lady Frenzy.
I am disappointed that she doesn't be a weird cyborg.
Not apparently in this episode. Her, she's doing like an overly ridiculous, sexy voice husky and
also overly sexy and ridiculous, her character model.
Okay, I will say, I kind of hate... I hate a lot of things about this. I hate every design of the robots. I hate all the character designs, except for hers. Her character design is over-designed, yes. But she's like an X-Men villain.
Yeah,
like the degree in the design.
Really normal, with just like a crazy 90s cartoon action. Yeah. Crazy 90s action cartoon costume.
Yeah, like if her skirt wasn't neon pink, the rest of it would fit in fine in pretty much any other show. Like she's got like sort of shoulder pad things that kind of look like they came off of Wolverine's jacket or something.
And she's also voiced by...
It's not a bad design, it's just stuck in the show.
Yeah, and she's voiced by veteran Canadian voice actress Janice Jowd, who's also on Exo Squad as Rita Torres.
Oh, I like Rita. I like everyone in
like
Exo Squad.
Exo Squad?
I don't really know her, but she kind of looks like she's got like a lady... Kind of looks like she has like Rogue from X-Men hair.
It's got like everyone's hair in that like... I feel like
weird, 'cause,
that show
weird
definitely
shave on the sides,
inspired a lot of like modern undercut stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, her hair was sort of a weird mullety anime thing.
Nobody's hair in Exo Squad was good.
Yeah, so she's
Marsh's
like,
hair was okay.
So she's like the right-hand man to LLP, and she's definitely got the hots for Ziv Zulander.
She's a cougar.
Oh, yes.
I mean, we don't actually get an impression of how old she is, but she's obviously significantly older than him, and it's not appropriate.
She's robbing the robo-cradle.
Whatever, yeah.
She likes him young.
So yeah, and this apparently takes place in the far-flung future of 2025. So we're 4 years early to doing this, and I'm sure David would have preferred if we'd waited 4 years.
I prefer if we never did it, but it is good that we did this right after doing Johnny Mnemonic.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Like it's the perfect timing because 1, they're set 4 years apart. 2, like they're very much of the same mid-90s. Like cyberpunk absorbing aesthetic without quite getting cyberpunk, and it's definitely not cyberpunk as it exists now in 2021.
It's got that extremely anti-corporate thing, which is always a hallmark of great cyberpunk.
Man, do you think that the future of Johnny Mnemonic, like in 4 years, it becomes this?
Maybe.
Were there robots in Johnny? No, there was no robots.
No,
it was cyborgs.
No, yes, cyborgs. We didn't see any robots, probably because they didn't have any money to make any robots.
Yeah, robots are expensive unless they're just humanoid.
This
like
is definitely
Data.
a show where I can see like a super intelligent dolphin showing up.
Yes, it's very much that kind of show.
So yeah, robots.
Go ahead. I want a Johnny Mnemonic animated series. I want that alternate timeline.
But yeah, you can definitely tell this isn't a fully American production because it's super anti-corporate.
So yeah, we are not starting with episode 1. I mean, that would be tempting because that would set everything up. But the title of this episode is Enter the Ninjzz.
There's no I in it, but there's really no other way to pronounce it other than Ninjzz.
And that's how they pronounce it in this show. I mean, yes, it's written out Ninjzz, but it's pronounced Ninjzz.
Now, what young people now have to understand is there used to be a very large gap between young people coming up with a slang word and old squares figuring out what that word meant.
Yes.
There were probably years.
It's such a large gap. Jizz is an ancient word. That shit's at least from like the 30s, I would guess.
But up until well into the 90s, people were just throwing that word around as like a wacky future thing. See also the Star Wars Expanded Universe, in which the music of Figure and Dan and the modal nodes is referred to as jizz music.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And specifically, those guys are jizz whalers.
Yep. Wailing on their jizz boxes.
Yep.
Yes. So it's definitely, it's not quite like when we were watching Transformers Prime and there would be stuff involving thirst and we would be giggling about that, because when that was on, that was definitely not a term.
Well, also thirst is like
the same thing.
That's like an actual word that means a thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas
it's been permutated. Speaking of, I just Googled it to find the origin.
Oh, no.
Yes, thank you.
The first attested meaning of jizz, meaning energy, was in 1842.
Oh, meaning energy.
Yes.
What about when it meant semen? At what point did it start to mean semen?
Supposedly, it became meaning semen in 1888.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't think I noticed that when I was, like, again, 14, 15 years old, but...
I'm pretty sure I did, but I lived in Jersey, so, that skews the results.
I lived in an extremely boring suburb.
Anyway, I just like the idea of, like, people walking around with their pocket watches during the Gilded Age talking about jizz.
Mm-hmm.
And of note, this is... my initial thought was, oh yeah, Enter the Ninja, like that Bruce Lee movie. But no, the Bruce Lee movie's Enter the Dragon. Enter the Ninja is one of those Golan Globus Canon Productions ninja movies.
Oh, wow.
That's one of the Ninja trilogy that's part of Ninja the Domination.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm hoping that there's like a third part to this episode, which is Ninjzz 3, The Domination, in which like a sexy aerobics instructor gets possessed by the spirit of Ninjzz And then there's like there's like a sexy V8 drinking sequence.
No. Lady Frenzy can get possessed by an evil ninja, and then she has to fight ninjas.
I mean, she kind of does dress like an aerobics instructor.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. I can't help it. I like that design. It's It's okay. Maybe it's just the Wolverine shoulder pads. I like shoulder pads.
So, yeah.
And the black sleeves.
So we open in the grocery store of the future.
At night when it's closed because they're robbing it.
That's right. Well, they're kind of robbing it because it's a young Blitzy Zoolander who is shopping for food with Watzun and Cook. And they're just the what's his name? Freehand is there.
Yes.
And so they get their food, and then they actually, she is going to leave a note and the money for the food. Because stealing is wrong, kids. Even when you are an underground freedom fighter fighting a sinister robotic dystopia.
But yeah, speaking of this dystopia, they're having to do this after hours so that they don't get scanned, because if they get scanned, then the police will be alerted to their presence and they'll get arrested. So that's dark.
And we find this out immediately, because she opens that cash register, and immediately this entire robotic SWAT team is there. I think they're there to catch RoboCop.
Yeah, it's...
I'm pretty sure there's an Ed 209 in the background.
At this point, we
the cars
get
kind of look like Ed 209s.
Another unexpected Transformers voice actor, Animated Perceptor, by which I mean a digitally produced voice.
That's right. We couldn't afford that many voice actors.
Well, I assume that it's an intentional artistic decision and not a budgetary decision, because the boys are like AI in a way, they're like conscious AI in a way that the Paradigm robots aren't.
And that also means that it's okay when they get smashed up by the good guys.
Yes, because they aren't like thinking robots.
They aren't really alive in any sense.
Yes.
Okay, I have many notes for the first few minutes.
Okay.
Let's try and go back for a few. One, first, all RoboCops are bastards. That's a given.
What, even RoboCop?
Even RoboCop.
Oh.
Sorry, that's just how it is.
Murphy was a good cop, but he's still a bastard. Anyway, the background music. The background music that starts at the beginning of the episode, and there's music constantly, like it never seems to stop anywhere.
Sometimes it drowns out the voice acting.
Kids like music, right? That's a thing that kids are into.
This is not mixed
we'll get back to that.
No.
Again, maybe it's just the YouTube version, but it's not good. The sound design is horrid. Like the sound effects, the music balance, the fact that there's an instrumental version of the theme song which is loud, and it just tries to keep the theme song in your head and hurts. Where was the next thing? Oh, this girl, this Blitz, whatever the fuck her name is,
Blitzy.
has a little tiny baby girl head on a giant wide jacket that when you first see her, you just see her behind a counter, see a head and giant wide round shoulders, and it's like she's a little head on a giant pink sweater or pink jacket spheroid.
She does have a very 80s outfit.
It's like, it's such a puffy jacket.
Well,
like a ski jacket from the 90s.
We are forgetting
the
God. Weirdest thing about her outfit is that she's wearing half pants and half shorts.
Look, they're on the run. They can't afford full pants.
It's like, she's got like one long pant leg, but it's got a band on it to tighten it up in the middle. And the other one is a short, but the rest of the pant leg is on the bottom of her leg, held up from her knee by magic.
I mean, what it really reminds me of is Alyssa Milano's insane outfit from that Double Dragon movie.
Oh, yeah, it's like that vein. It's like more neon future version of Punky Brewster bullshit.
Like it's a weird. We've thought, okay, so in the present we wear pants and we wear shorts, but what if in the future we wore both at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's she is an example of a lot of the designs in this show. It's over-designed and under-designed in such a chaotic, random way that it doesn't work.
Not in animation, definitely.
It's like it's very much like, especially the robots, like, it's taken from the toy design. Oh, it's a pile of pipes and asymmetry and nonsense, and then somebody's got to animate it, and it just looks eye-searingly bad.
This is bad animation, just generally all around.
Yeah, it's not
Well,
great. Given how busy all the
French-Canadian.
robots, given how busy all the robot designs are, like, you need more money or fewer lines. Make a decision.
There are moments where the animation is really fluid, like in the opening and in the laser scenes, where like it switched to a different team and they were trying harder, but also the frame rate is different. It feels like, so it's like it looks better but worse at the same time. Anyway, I think that covers the sound design bad, bastard robots. Half the dialogue is unintelligible, comes from those robot cops talking, which is synthesized, and the effects they're putting on everything.
Well, and a lot of the times they have, like, overlapping dialogue, so you can't hear either person. It's like they're trying to make a robot...
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to make a Robert Altman movie as a cartoon.
Well, there is a point where that's intentional, where it's, like, later in the episode where the various boys are...
A dozen robots are all talking at once.
Yes, which is why at that point Blitzy has to be like, settle down. But yeah,
but added to the unintelligible of the muddled voices, the over talking, is you're also saying weird, stupid robot names that I don't know. So like there were points in this episode where I wasn't understanding like every other word. It's like, is this English? Is this French? Wait, did I switch into French? What's going on? Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, so they, Freehand is spray painting the optics of these cop bots. And eventually they do get away thanks to Twig.
Yes. Who... Oh, hey, the toys were by BOYZZ. Sorry, sudden random... I just clicked... I had the eBay window open in the background. I clicked on one. I was like, who made that? It's BOYZZ.
Wait... Oh, the same... Is that the same people that made the Punisher toy where his dick is a gun?
Yes, that is correct.
Where he transforms it to a...
Yeah, BOYZZ never really got the hand of making robots.
Yes. Anyway...
No, as seen in the show.
Carry on.
So they get away to their super 90s looking underground house. It looks like the design of a... teenager's room in a 90s sitcom, writ large.
I mean, that's fair.
This is, I suppose, true. And then Blitzy, Ziv is not happy because, she's, endangered herself, but also, we need to eat, Zulander. I don't know if you've got, like, cans of goop like they do in the Matrix to eat there, but this is a growing child. She needs actual food, like this sandwich, which is stolen from her by a robot.
Yeah, this feels like, I don't know, like guys and stuff sometimes just don't know how things work. Like, you have to eat food. I know maybe your mom used to just show up with sandwiches, but that has to come from somewhere. So yeah, it is kind
Ziv
of...
Zulander is a bit of a tech bro. It's possible he's living entirely on Soylent.
That's possible. So it does seem unreasonable that he's so mad at her for going and getting groceries when, like, they need food to live.
Yes. Yeah, he's showing off, the new robots, his new machine that builds new robots, because we're gonna need to introduce more robots, including the titular Nin-jizz.
Because God knows they don't have enough robots here already.
Yes. And we see a couple of giant robots fighting. He refers to them as battle bots.
Yes, and there's a red one and a blue one.
Yes, from the show...
Because they're Rock'em Sock'em robots.
From the show that's bigger than Robot Man's drawers, it's Robot Wars!
I gotta say, I was always a battle bots partisan myself. I don't like the house robots.
I guess.
I don't care for the pit.
Also, while he's chewing her out, he points out that all the police of the world are after them, as well as the corporation. And
Well,
I'm just like, this is...
Well,
wow, that's a lot.
Well,
again, Johnny Mnemonic.
Yes.
Apparently we're going to be getting into some problematic territory later in this show, because at one point, apparently, a future character is the President of Africa.
I mean, that only is fair if you also have, like, if you're considering, like, they just have a version of, like, the EU at that point. Like, saying that someone's, like, the head of the European Union, but yeah, that probably, I'm going to guess from Jungle Fiver, that is probably not the case. They probably just were not thinking that hard.
Although apparently he is one of the few people on Earth who believes in ZZ.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Okay.
Also, speaking of which, has anybody ever met anybody who wears, like, their initials on a shirt as a normal standard practice? That's a big thing amongst characters of the 80s and 90s, but I do not believe I've ever seen it in person.
I mean, I guess if I had cool initials, I might.
Yeah.
I do not have particularly cool initials, so...
Yeah, if you had two Zs, I might be tempted.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could probably make a good logo out of your initials stacked on top of each other, really.
Anyway, so we now cut to...
Mine, not really. I've tried. It doesn't work.
We now cut to our villains. We got LLP, and he's... Dr. Hiss has his latest plan to destroy Zoolander. He's created the Beast Bot, which he refers to as his BB. So for a while, I thought he was going to attack him with a robotic Christy Swanson.
No.
No, it's a robot terror hound.
Yes, basically.
So it's not going to throw a basketball at somebody's head so hard it explodes?
No.
Oh shit, that movie!
Deadly Friend, baby!
Another thing I've tried to blot out of my memory that gave me nightmares. The movie itself is garbage, but the ending is...
Yeah, so yeah, this is weird semi-organic animal thing that looks like half... what was that thing, like, construct bots? The kind of build your own transformer thing? It looks like one of those crossed with the Red Bull from The Last Unicorn.
Oh, I just thought it was a robot version of the dog from Ghostbusters.
It does look a bit like that, too, except, of course, compared to The Last Unicorn, much more poorly animated.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
which is unfortunate because it gets a lot of close-ups.
Yes, and it can detect the chemical composition of anybody on Earth, and it's found
chemical composition.
Yes, and it has ZZs from his medical records.
Which, like, okay, I guess if you're just saying chemical composition, but that's effectively just someone's smell, I guess I can allow it, but you don't have your smell broken down in your medical records.
Maybe you do in the future.
I think so.
Maybe. Yeah. I'll find out in 4 years.
He was an employee of the corporation, so,
They took all his stats. All of them. Sniffing him.
So we cut now to the to Zoolander HQ, and
it just comes specifically from Lady Frenzy's file on him.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I do. I got to read my notes again. Is reading your notes fun? A lot of people do that on podcasts. I don't give a shit. I like to do it. So we have the Snake Man. We have knockoff Lex Luthor, and hello nurse.
Yes. Anyway, the nerd.
Yes, he's the weird speak and spell guy. And he's kind of got like a little kid / Fix-It voice. He's like a much worse Fix-It.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's oh my god, that's a lot of the effects in this voice and the way it flattens him out. It does make a lot of the robots sound like horrible Fix-Its.
He is apparently Terry Klassen, who was
definitely on Transformers. Sure.
Yeah, he was in like some various Unicron trilogy stuff.
It gave me... This episode did give me more of an appreciation for Fix-It's voice.
For being better than this.
Yeah, I don't actually... I disagree with Fix-It in some respects, but his voice isn't bad. Like
as a concept.
Yeah.
Aww.
His speech impediment is... Poor
guy.
But his general voice is fine.
Poor guy.
So they've built a new ninja robot, Ninjzz.
Ah, yes.
And you see his name is Ninjzz. The battle hinges on how he uses his sword and, well, it singes.
I can't deal with ninjas.
It's worse that they made his name sound like that just to fit in the rhyme scheme of the stupid rap in the opening.
No, they made his name that so it could have double Z's, but there was no vowel in there, so you have to just force a vowel in there, and unfortunately the vowel that comes into mind is an I.
I have to admit, I don't hate his design.
Yeah.
I like that he has an extra arm in there, and I kind of like his weird fencing mask.
It's not, well, it's Kendo mask thing. It's not, his design might be the least crap, mostly because it's just red and black, so it looks okay.
It's the least
and
terrible.
Thankfully, the voice actor is not doing that much of a Japanese accent.
Yes.
There's a bit of one. I mean, it's kind of like, it's like a low-key George Takei.
Yes.
Well, I think he's actually trying to aim for Bruce Lee and missing, because they end up going, they want to get the DNA pattern of the greatest ninja in history who happened to be born in 1950 something or other and died in 2000 something or other.
I've got it written down. It was Great Dragon Lee, born in 1951, died 2017. So pour one out 4 years ago for the greatest ninja who ever lived.
Which, yeah, it really does seem like the greatest ninja who ever lived should really be more in, like, feudal Japan, but I guess not.
I mean, I have to assume that given the time period, he was, like, the ninja in these, like, canon pictures ninja movies.
I mean, I guess if one were to have a culture, I'm not saying that their world building is necessarily this thought out, but if you were to have I just saw something on Terry Klassen's Wikipedia page that I'll get back to in a second. If you were to have a culture where they didn't actually have any history that wasn't just old movies about history, then you would think that, like, the people who, like, were actors in these movies were, like, the best of whatever it was they were playing, so you would think that he must be the greatest ninja of all time because he played these great ninjas. Also, Terry Klassen was the ocean dub Krillin, so, I love Krillin.
There we go. Okay, that's maybe... Okay, well, the name Dragon Lee, and they're probably going for a Bruce Lee thing, and he does a little woo 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 watch out thing when they see the hologram version of him, which I was expecting after they said Dragon Lee. They may be aiming for the most famous ninja actor, Sho Kosugi, who was in Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, Ninja 3 The Domination, and a shitload of other canon ninja movies.
I mean, clearly, I guess if they'd had to settle, they would have gone for Richard Harrison, the second best ninja movie, who was in all those Godfrey Ho movies, like the one that you've definitely seen a clip of online, where he gets like a message of doom from a knockoff Omega Supreme, and then places a call to the Ninja Master on a Garfield phone.
Oh, that's...
Traitor, listen, you must return the Golden Ninja Warrior.
None of this is how DNA works.
And also, he's always pronouncing ninja as ninja, because he's Australian or something.
Yeah.
A ninja. Oh, no.
I think these movies were dubbed by the same people who did the Headmaster's dub.
Were they Omni dubs? Because I
think
know
so,
they did dub, and I say this entirely because back in the day, at one, like, when I watched broadcast TV, so like 5 years ago. But when they were at the point where you would have, like, the weird B channels, in the middle of the night, I was flipping through channels and there was some martial arts movie, and I was like, hey, that's Headmaster Galvatron's voice. It's Omni Galvatron's voice. And it was an Omni dub of, some old martial arts films. So yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing that exists. The Godzilla dubs that show up on Comet occasionally, where they keep referring to Jet Jaguar. You know,
and yeah, this is
Jaguar.
They want to upload the DNA of this great ninja into their robot, and that will make him a great ninja, ?
Well,
And to get the DNA of him, they have to find a record of him, like a hollow record of him doing stuff, and then they can scan him for his DNA, and none of this is not how DNA works. Go watch an episode of G.I. Joe with Serpentor. Go watch that Serpentor episode.
And so Zoolander goes to this museum dressed as Einstein.
Yes, he's the master of... He says he's so great at disguises, and this is what he does. It's not good. It's not good at disguises.
Yeah, so he's there, and while there, he is attacked by this beast bot.
Yes, which is, again, very much the beasts from Ghostbusters as a robot. Like, it's even got the horns.
Oh, and also, a weird thing about this ninja hologram, so he's got... So we see a hologram of him, Bruce Leeing out on these other guys, and then he takes off his mask, and apparently the mask has a hairpiece on it, because he's a bald guy?
Yes, that was weird. Like, was that behind the scenes of him filming the movie? Why did his hair come off?
Just because. Reasons.
I'm going to take that as a reference to Enter the Dragon and John Saxon, who's definitely wearing a hairpiece in that movie. Anyway, so he's his computer's busted, so he can't call his ride. So he gets cornered by this beast, taken to bad guy headquarters, whilst Denerd escapes with the DNA contained on a cassette.
I'm just gonna say DNA in air quotes here, because DNA.
Yes. It wasn't even a disc, it was clearly a cassette tape.
Yes.
So you see the little spool hole.
So he's hauled away by these bad guys. We cut back to good guy headquarters. Everybody's mad at Denerd because they're like, how could you have, left without ZZ? And he's, well, I went one way and he went the other way.
Yeah. That was pretty cute.
And then, possibly the worst part of the episode, where all the robots are talking at once. Rhubarb, watermelon, watermelon.
So obnoxious.
Yeah, they're
they
really
all
annoying.
Sound the same,
all of them are so annoying.
And it's because it's just like the robots on the shelf. There's a dozen other robots. And there's a child shouting over them. Ugh.
Yeah, so eventually she takes charge. She's all, listen, we need to get this ninja online to rescue him. So he puts this, she puts this DNA cassette into this ninja robot, and he comes online, and he is Ninjzz.
And he's flipping out and showing off.
He's got rollerblades.
A crossbow on one arm, 2 arms on the other side.
Also, there's...
I don't know why.
I just...
Why is the crossbow?
Go back to my notes for a second. But when after they watch the little hollow video thing of this great ninja doing his ninja stuff, ZZ just reverently says, "The greatest ninja warrior who ever lived." And he, really sells it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I forgot to mention that is Mark Hildreth, who we just saw playing Scowl in an episode of Robots in Disguise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was part of when it came up that we should do this.
Yes.
Oh, that's why.
Yes.
It had to happen eventually.
Yeah, it's got robots in it. What was even coming out when Robots in Disguise was on, Netflix Voltron? We're not going to do one episode of Netflix Voltron.
Yeah.
No, that came out later. I did try to look at some things that were on at the same time, and nothing really jumped out.
Listen, we're all old. We wouldn't understand these things anymore. Well, we understand robots and laser time.
Yes. I mean, I liked Netflix Voltron. It's just not a thing you talk about one episode of.
Yes.
So yes, he's also... Okay, so Ninjzz comes online. He's very cool. His name is Ninjzz. He's immediately in charge.
Yes, his function is to flip out and kill people.
But everyone suddenly listens to him. And I'm like, he's a newborn.
You're 5 minutes old.
He's
what?
5 minutes old, and everyone is suddenly listening to him.
Admittedly, everyone else is like a construction worker or a jock.
Yes.
So sure, listen to the ninja.
Yeah, he takes the street
DNA.
boys and the sports boys with him. They go to bad guy headquarters whilst ZZ is being squeezed inside this giant robot fist.
Yeah, which is like
a giant.
I refer to this guy's Goliath.
Yeah.
Like, squeeze him or don't squeeze him. Don't just be in this intermediate stage of squeezing for many, many minutes at a time.
And how is this the most effective torture to get information or whatever the fuck out of him?
Yes.
To have a giant robot pick him up and hold him 20 feet in the air and squeeze him until he's like a little squeak toy?
Yes.
What?
This is my question. How is this effective? Or useful?
And yeah.
And Lady Frenzy is like, this isn't being effective. And then Hiss is like, no, but I want to squeeze him more. Stop talking to him.
And she's like, listen, Zoolander, you could be like the richest man alive and the luckiest man alive, flashes cleavage.
Yeah.
Like, come on, what are you even doing here? But it is too late for her because it's laser time, boy!
Yeah,
Time to put on your 3D shades.
Another problem is, like, the fight scenes are incomprehensible.
They are terrible.
They're really
Partially
bad.
because of the laser time sliding layers, but also, like, they're just, like... Oh! I forgot about a scene earlier that exemplifies the horrible directing in this. Xavier Picard directing this sucks ass. Like, when earlier in the episode, like, the 5 talking heads are on a shelf and they're complaining about something or other. No, it's before after the food or something. I don't know what the fuck. But they're panning across, they're talking to each other, and then they pan to a green one that looks kind of like a frog head.
There's definitely a frog head there. There's one that kind of looks like Crow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But while the green one is talking, they zoom in on his mouth so that the only thing you can see is his giant mouth taking up the entire screen. You don't see his eyes.
It's really
you
bad.
You don't see the background. It's a giant green disembodied mouth taking up the screen for like 5 seconds. Why would you direct the shit like that? And that just carries on to how the fight scenes are directed.
Yes.
Horribly.
Yep.
So incomprehensible action scene happens.
So there's a big incomprehensible action scene. He gets rescued by Ninjzz. They drop a bunch of the ceiling on these bad guys who do not get killed.
Yeah.
I mean, the one guy's like a weird cyborg, sure, but that lady is not protected by anything more than like a corset.
Yeah.
And a miniskirt.
Maybe. No, I was gonna say maybe there's like something extra going on with her, but no, it's just convenient for her to not get harmed by this.
No, it would be too much to ask that she's also a robot or something, android. Although that would also be extra creepy, since she works for Lex Luthor.
Yes.
And Lex Luthor did have a robot. Was Mercy a robot?
No, she was just like a lady.
Okay.
She was just like a mean lady.
Although, weirdly enough, I believe this same voice actress plays the second-in-command cyborg villain in another series that we might get to eventually if we decide we hate each other enough.
There's another bad one?
Sky Surfer Strike Force.
Ooh.
At least that's a lot shorter and a lot weirder.
What do you mean? Is it shorter? It's like the same episode length.
No, but isn't it like only one episode? Or is it a really short season or something? It was a full series. It was a full series.
Yeah.
It went long enough that they had 2 different theme songs.
Oh, I'm confusing it with something
else. There's one where they're dropping a ton of exposition, and the second one, which is by a Japanese band, Super Junkie Monkey.
Ooh, okay, I'm up for that stupidity in the future because it can't be as bad as this.
Are you sure? Because there's definitely a guy on that show called Sore Loser, and it's spelled SOAR.
SOAR. Oh, that's terrible.
How is that worse than Ninjzz?
Yeah, you win.
Yeah, I got you there.
At least Sore Loser is a pun. Ninjzz is...
They replaced the A with Z's and turned it into semen.
He's not a ninja, he's a nanja.
More like a nanja.
Nanja. Anyway, where the fuck were we?
So, they just get rescued, and interestingly, we don't get like a scene back at the base where we're like, oh, well, we learned something today.
Yeah, I was expecting that, it just kind of stops. Admittedly...
We just get the bad guys being pissy at each other, and then that's the end of the episode. And then we get the intro again.
Yes, but with more credits over it. The outro is... It's because the song is so good. It's so dumb, but so catchy.
I mean, listen, this is gold, baby. We gotta finish. We gotta use this whole thing.
Your planet is in a jam.
The diabolical plan of only one man. David, I'm afraid this is just going to plague you for the rest of your days.
It's going to plague me for a couple more days because I have to get the opening theme song and stick it in the episode so that the listeners get to hear it at least once.
I'll be pasting it. So many links to it. If it makes you feel better, afterwards you can go and watch the Alf cartoon opening.
Oh, I gotta watch...
Send to outer space.
Yeah, Alf. I'm gonna have to watch Alf a dozen times after I edit this episode. And it just feels weird, like Ninjzz attacks the beast bot of the episode, and I was figuring, oh, they're gonna destroy that and then they can't use that again. No! He hits it somehow. Nothing happens to it. I thought the robot was going to explode before the end of the episode. But no, apparently the demon dog is there for the rest of the series.
I guess.
Yeah,
he's in the opening.
Hanging around, being a pet.
I didn't watch the opening until I watched the rest of the episode. Because I was trying to put it off. Because I remembered how bad it was. Okay.
I've been listening to it repeatedly for the last few days.
Last episode, Rob, you said this might be the worst thing we've ever watched. Setting up for this. And I have to agree, there may be something we've watched that's worse, but I cannot remember. Like, I think the sound design, the character design...
Dinosaurs is worse.
Yeah.
I don't think the music in Dinosaurs was annoying.
I think the Dinosaurs was, like, not as egregiously bad as this, but it was boring.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Dinosaurs...
I would say
this is just relentlessly stupid.
Yeah.
This is like... I don't know. It's a fun kind of stupid.
Endless, thudding stupidity.
The way that I felt about it when it was coming out and I was in high school was that this is goofy, but it's a fun kind of goofy. I'll sit through an episode if I don't have anything else going on.
It doesn't work for me. Like, I might be able to watch another episode of Dinosaurs. It'd be boring, but I could have it on the background. It's not offensive. It's not loud. It's not... ugly. Well, it's ugly, but it's ugly in a different way, and then it's combining mediocre anime with bad CG for a toy line that really didn't work. Although, admittedly, now we have dinosaur toys that can combine in weird ways from Hasbro, so it worked for somebody.
They just aren't chromy.
This is to sell toys that are all hero robots, and there's a dozen of the damn things, and they had Jungle Fiver and like, I can't think of anything really redeeming about this show other than one character design. But Dinosaurs, at least, is an idea. Oh, transforming dinosaur robots. Oh, wait, it's just Beast Wars, but cheaper with dinosaur bones. And at least
I thought this was more fun than Dinosaurs.
Oh, definitely.
I put this ahead of Dinosaurs.
It's more fun to talk about and complain about. I'll give you that.
I was looking at the... Again, I was sort of idly browsing the toys on eBay, and I definitely had ZZ. Because he has this fun, like, gun thing that's in a bunch of different parts, and each of the parts stores in a different place on him, and then they all come off and form together into one big gun, and I see this toy, and I absolutely have a tactile memory of that. He must have gone in the box to the retro toy shop, with, like... what's his name? Knockoff Han Solo from Empire, or not?
Dash Rendar.
Shadows of the Dash
Rendar. Yes.
Yeah, he must have. He must have gone to the retro toy shop with that junk. But yeah, those were Toy Biz. Says it right clear on the top, which I guess, they definitely seem like Toy Biz.
So yeah, this is incredibly
not good
stupid,
at robots.
and I loved every minute of it.
Oh no! Why?
We'll be returning soon with the Bots Master podcast.
You guys are going to be editing that on your own.
The planet is in a jam.
Diabolical plan of only one man.
No.
So, I think before we inflict more psychological trauma on David, I believe that is it for this episode, and it for the only time we'll ever talk about Bots Master on this show.
Unless a voice actor comes up again,
Yes.
You guys are not going to mention it again.
I want some more Terry Klassen. He's Krillin. Also Master Roshi.
But we will be back next week with more robot... wait, are we going to do the shorts next week? Or are we
we're going to do the
Yeah, we'll
Rescue
probably
Bots?
watch the shorts
Okay, we're
before we get back to
We're going to finish up the season of Robots in Disguise with shorts, and then we're going to move on to season 2 of Rescue Bots.
Yes!
Yes! Back to
a
the
couple
good
years ago,
good
you would
boys.
not have been able to tell me that, you're going to be excited to watch the second season of Rescue Bots, but I
They're
am.
such good boys.
Yeah.
They're just good children.
So until then, of course, you can find us all over the internet. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. You can listen to me on Alphabet Flight. I am guesting on that show talking about some old Marvel characters. And we also have a Patreon.
Yes, we are hosted on iaconunderground.net, where we have a Patreon set up to help with hosting and other expenses. That is patreon.com/iaconunderground. For as little as $1 a month, you can get access to this month and all of our previous months' monthly special episodes. For February, we talked about Johnny Mnemonic, now that we are in the far-off future of 2021. For March, maybe we're going to talk about WandaVision. You'll probably know by the time this is posted.
Yes.
We'll know by the time this is posted.
So until then, I'm Rob. Game over.
I'm Ninjzz.
Sayonara, ninjas. Like my old dad used to say, wash your hands.